Hello everyone and welcome to the lecture series of film studies and adaptation. In the previous lecture we already studied about the introduction of the film studies and understanding how the subject cover the key elements and covering the each and every components of the filmmaking process. Now we are going to begin an important topic in cinema studies which is the film production. Before we discuss each stage in detail, let's first understand what we mean by the film production. When we use the term film production, we are referring the entire process of making a film, from the first idea to the final release for an audience. Sometimes the word production is only used for the stage where the camera is actually recording the scenes. But in a broader sense, film production include all the steps involved in creating and releasing the film. Before we move on the stages, we briefly define what film production means. Film production is an organized process, planning, shooting and completing a motion picture. It involves the works of many professionals such as the producer, director, screenwriter and cinematographer. Actors, production designer, editor and sound designer are also there. Unlike many other art forms, filmmaking is a collaborative process. It requires the coordinations between the many departments. A film does not simply begin with a shooting. In fact, a large amount of work happens before the camera even start recording. That is why the development and pre-production stage is crucial. They are determine how smooth the production will be. If planning is poor, then production become chaotic. But the planning is strong, the shooting process become efficient and controlled. Now we just quickly look out the different stages of the filmmaking process. Different people divide filmmaking process in different ways. The most widely accepted method divide film production into five stages. These stages are the development stage where the film idea is created and the stories and the script are developed. The second key stage is the pre-production stage where the plannings of the films including the casting, location, budgeting and the scheduling happened. The next key stage is the production stage. This stage where the actual shooting of the film take place. Now the fourth stage is the post-production stage. After finishing the film, the footage is edited and elements like sound, music and visual effects are added. Now the last but not the least is the stage of distribution. Film is completed when it is distributed to the audience. After the completing the film, it released to the audience through the theaters, televisions or the streaming platform. Now, some people divide this process of the film making into 7 stages by separating the elements like financing and marketing. However, financing is generally considered the part of the development and marketing is the part of the distributions. So, for the simplicity, we usually understand filmmaking through the 5 main stages: development stage, pre-production, production, post-production and distribution. These stages help us understand how film move from an idea to a finished work that audience can watch. So in today's lecture we will only focus on the first two stages, which is the development stage and the pre-production stage. These two stages are extremely important because they prepare the foundation of an entire film project. Now let's begin with the first stage of filmmaking, which is called the development stage. The development stage is where the idea of the film is born and shaped into workable project. This stage focuses mainly on the story and the project planning. The first key element is the idea. Every film begins with an idea. The idea or this idea can be came from the many sources, like the writers use the original imaginations to write a story, or they use the real life events to create a story. A novel or the short story can be adapted into the film. Historical events like wars and historical events like discuss in the or created the story in the historical events. Social issues are discussed in the film and writing and creating the story on based on that. Biographies are used to show the biographies of the famous persons. Sometimes a filmmaker may have only a basic concept like the theme or situations. From that theme or situation, they develop the idea or the concept to write the entire film. If you take an example, a story about the friendship, a political conflict, or the family drama, these are the just situations where the writer used and create the story or the idea for the film. At this stage, the idea is very raw and need a development. That is why it is called the development stage. The second key element is the story. Now, how the story develop? Once the idea is selected, it is developed into a proper story structure. This include writing the main plot, the characters, conflict, beginning, middle and ending. The story must be strong enough to hold the audience interest. Sometimes writer create a multiple draft before finalizing the story. In the story development, the writer used the main plots. Characters can be categorized based on their traits and elements. A conflict, one of the major conflict has going to be take place in the story development. It has the beginning proper and proper middles and proper ending of story. Now the third key element is the screenplay. After the story is developed, it is written as a screenplay. A screenplay is a different from a novel because it is written specifically for visual storytelling. Now, understanding the screenplay is, in general term, when the story is written, we said that it is a script, but a film is used and only written on the screenplay, where actual dialogues and actual character traits are write down in detail and precise manner. Now, screenplay is a different from the novel because it's specifically written for the visual storytelling. It contains the scenes descriptions in details, dialogues speaking by the characters. The character actions are described in the screenplay. Location details or such key details are write down detail in the screenplay. It follows the specific format used in the filmmaking. So, screenplay writing may go through the several revisions and rewrite before it finalized. Now, the fourth key concept or the term in the development stage is the script evaluation. After writing the script, the project is evaluated. Producer and production companies ask questions such as, is the story engaging? Who is the target audience? What will be the estimated budget of this film? And is the project finally visible? At this stage, producer decided whether the film should move forward into production or not. Fifth and the key point is that securing the funding. Obviously, that film requires the lots of money, and film production requires the financial investment from the investor. Therefore, producer must arrange the funding to the production companies, the investors, the film studios, government grants, and co-production agreement. If the funding is approved, the film moves to the next stage, to the pre-production stage. So these are the key elements in the development stage, where we just summarize that the idea is generated, it is real imaginations or based on the real person, based on its biography or based on anything, just they develop an idea. Now this idea develop later in the story, writing the plot, the characters, conflict and the structure. Now this story are written specifically for the screenplay, writing the each detail of the characters, each detail of the dialogues, scenes, locations and all such. And the next stage we discuss that evolutions. It is engaging or not, is it the budget friendly or not, these questions are will be asked in this stage. And last is the funding. Filmmaking need a lots of money. The producer need to buy monies or invest money from the studios, investor and grants. Now we are moving to the next stage, which is the pre-production stage. Now after the development is completed, the film enter the pre-production stage. Pre-production is the planning phase of filmmaking. During the stage, all creative and logistical decisions are prepared before filming begins. This stage ensures that the production runs smoothly, efficiently and within the budget. Let's look at the major activities which involve in the pre-production. Now the first key element is finalizing the script. The first step is to log the screenplay. This means that the script is finalized and all the department can start planning their work, and any major changes after this stage can affect the schedules and budget. So it is crucial for finalizing the screenplay, and based on the screenplay the crew and the other staff started their planning for the pre-productions and the production stage. The second key decision or the element is hiring the key crew members. So we already know that the filmmaking is a collaborative process. It need a huge man force to complete this task or making a film. In the production stage, basically the crew is divided between the two phases. One is the above the line and second one is the below the line. Above the lines are basically the core crew of this filmmaking, which included director, cinematographer, production designer, costume designer, sound designer, editor, and the producers. These are the above the line members, and below the line members are technicians and other crew members or supporting staff. Each of these professionals is responsible for their specific department. Filmmaking is a teamwork, so selecting the right crew is very important. Now, in this pre-production stage, the key element is casting as well. Now, casting involves the selecting the actors which played the character role in the film. Now, casting director has a task to understand the screenplay, understanding the character's traits, their age, and all such things to select the proper actor to suit to this character. Now, casting director organize the auditions, take a screen test, actor selections. The director and producer decided whether the actor fit for the character or not. Now, good casting can greatly influence or improve the quality and credibility of the films. Understanding the dialogues and the nuance of the characters, the casting director select based on that. Now, the next key element in the pre-production stage is the location scouting. Location scouting require a specific so basically film require the specific location for shooting. They decided where the film story his look like and or enhances the actual meaning of the story. Location scout means search for places that match the visual need of the story. These locations could be real places such as street or the houses or the studios or constructed set. Permissions and logistical arrangement must be handled during the location scouting. Now, the crew are visiting the location scouting, they plan where to shoot, they actually get the permissions of the shooting, they take the each details on the location, which help us to create a schedule for the production stage. Next key element is the production design. Now, production design focuses on visual world of the film. This included the set design, properties, costume and design, makeup, and overall visual style. The production designer closely worked with the director to create and look and atmosphere of the film. Production design is a crucial stage or crucial preparation in the production stage. Next key element is the budget planning. Budget planning is a detailed budget is prepared for the during the pre-production stage. The budget include the cost for the cast salaries, crew wages, equipment, locations, set and costume, and post production. So all the film budget had to be discussed and scheduled in this pre-production stage. Budget planning ensure the film can be completed within the available resources. Every film has its budget. Based on that budget, the film work or shoot accordingly. Now, the next element is the schedule. The production team create a shooting schedule. Without the schedules, there is no such collaborations or film is created. Scheduling are must necessary for stick to the budget in the production stage. So pre-production is already defining this schedule. This schedule organizes the shooting dates, locations, the actor availability, and equipment usage. A well planned schedule helps us avoid delays and extra expenses. Now, the next key element is the storyboarding and the short planning. Now, storyboards means to actually sketches the each and every scenes or the shot to look and visualize the scene. Storyboard Director often use storyboards before filming. A storyboard is a visual representation of each scene. It helps plan the camera angles, the camera movement, shot compositions. Storyboard allows the director and cinematographer to visualize the film before shooting begins. Now, this is, I guess, for the pre-production stage. We just summarize what we cover in this stage. We cover in the pre-production stage finalizing the script are finalizing, the screenplay is written, and the screenplay is strict to the pre-productions, which help us to start the other plannings in the production stage, hiring the key crew members for the above the line and below the line, and we discussing about the casting, which will involve the all the characters need to be studied and select the actors accordingly, and a casting director his help and has a work to choose the appropriate actor for the characters, which help to improve quality and credibility of the films. Then we focus on the we understand the location scouting, which is quite essential for in pre-production stage, where the film is actually shoot, the permissions, the insurance, and all key details of the location is necessary in the pre-production stage. And we discuss about the production design, all sets, all design property, costume, makeups, or all visual style are to be selected in the pre-production stage, which help the smooth workflow in the production stage. Then budget is essential. Budget is the key requirement of the of making the film. Without the selecting or proper finalizing the budget, it may be chaotic the situation. So budget is overall the actual cost of making a film. It decided the salaries of cast, crew wages, equipment, locations, and all such things which cover which need a cost is a cover in the budget. Scheduling is another key essential element we discuss. It is all schedule plannings of the pre-production stage, what we are shooting, in which date, which locations, and all such plannings has happened in the pre-production stage. Storyboards and short plannings is also done by the director, which is used in production stage for camera angles, then movements, and short compositions. Now, pre-production is one of the most important stage in filmmaking. So good preparations can save your time, money, and efforts. Many experienced filmmakers say that a successful film is already half made during the pre-production stage. So in this line we get and understand the importance of the pre-production stage. All the plannings, all the necessary schedulings is done on the pre-production stage, that what we are doing in the production stage. There is no or little changes in the production stage. All of the things are finalized in pre-production stage. Now before we concluding the lecture, we are quite focusing on the other key elements which happen in the pre-production stage. The technicians are also higher for the lighting department is also higher. The various costume makeup designer hired for the in the pre-production stage. All this such plannings can be happened in the pre-production to make a smooth and essential in essential production stage will be go smooth and as planned. The pre-production stage is doing all the pre-stuffs that related to the production stage. So to conclude this lecture, today we explored the first two stages of the film production process. First we discussed the development stage. In the development stage we already discussed the idea or the script is developed, and and story develop into plot and characters, conflicts, and all such stuffs are done in the development stage. Then screenplay is written for the film, and the script evolution and budget or the funding are secured in the pre-production development stage. In the pre-production stage, we discussed that how the script is finalized, hiring the key crew members, casting, location scouting, and production design is also done. Technical details have already been said. The technique, the tools required for the production stage is need to be buy or rent by the producer or the director. And as all such planning had been done, then the picture is set for the production stage. The next stage we are going to discuss is the production stage. So where the film idea is created, the story developed, and the script is written, then we examine the pre-production stage, which focuses on the planning aspects such as casting, location, scouting, budgeting, scheduling, and production design. So these stages are essential because they lay the foundation of the entire filmmaking process. And the next lecture we will continue this discussion by exploring the next stages of filmmaking, which is the production stage, where the actual film is actually shot. Then we discussed about the post-production stage, where the editing and the sound designing and various key elements are added to create the meaning of the raw footages and to create the overall film of the filmmaking. And now the finally we discussing about the distributions, where the film reaches the audience and enjoyed by the audience. So in the next lecture, production, it is quite essential. It is based on all plannings of the development and the pre-production stage. In the production stage, we are looking for the various key roles in the production stage. So the producer, the directors, the director of photography are all played the key roles where the filmmaking is done. The various departments of work under the producers and the directors to maintain the smooth and collaborate with each other, and the shooting will be go as planned. So this all about this lecture, I guess, and you have a clear idea about the filmmaking process. And it is the process, it is divided into different stages and understanding these stages is essential for understanding the film and the film industry, because the previous lecture, then the film studies, we focus on the film studies, analyzing the films and interpreting the films, and not focusing on the technical details. But to understand the films in detail, that we have to focus on, we have to understand the basic structures of the making the films. After understanding the process of this stage of this filmmaking or film production stage, we are get the bigger perspective of understanding the film according to our view. So we already cover we already discussed what is the film production. Then we discussed about the development. Then we discuss about the pre-production stage, and in the coming lectures we already also focus on the production stage and cover the key details in the production stage. Basically, if I give an idea what we looking for in the post production stage, we are focusing the key roles and their duties in the production stage. Then we discuss about how the different department working together to collaborate each other and perform or shoot the filmmaking. And we also discuss or understand the typical day that has been recorded, or the typical day has to be go in the production stage, where all such different roles are playing collaborations or play the critical roles in their own. So I guess we should stop here, and I hope you understand something from this lecture. We will meet soon to this lecture series. Thank you.